the very beginning of this episode, Shay ends up going to meet with her mother, and she lets her know that ever since she decided to finally end things with Fabo, he has not reached out at all to try to see their daughter, which is really sad to me because she said that she hasn't been trying to keep him from their daughter at all. He just has not been trying to communicate so that he can see his daughter, and so that's really sad to me. But Shay tells her mother that she needs her to watch her daughter while she goes out and has a girls' night with all of her friends, and I'm confused at what girls' night she thinks she's going to be able to have, because there's probably barely going to be anybody there because everybody is beefing with each other. Amara ended up falling out with Brooke and Princess. Princess says she wants nothing to do with Brooke or Amara. Then you have Zoe and Ching Diamond who fell out with each other. So there's so much drama going on. Who is she really going to be able to invite? Now, while Shay and her mother are having this conversation, MJ actually ends up showing up, and he starts telling Shay how he's happy that her and Amara ended up rekindling their friendship, and says that he wants to do the same because he actually really misses Amara. And he starts telling Shay that he wants her to try to set up a meetup between him and Amara so that he can try to talk things out with her, and Shay told him that she doesn't want anything to do with it because she doesn't agree with MJ trying to get back together with Amara because of how toxic the relationship was at one point. The two of them got into a really bad breakup, and so she just doesn't feel like it's a good idea, especially because she brought up the fact that Amara actually ended up having a baby by Alan, who was actually MJ's friend at the time. So she just doesn't think it's a good idea, and I really do think that MJ needs to find a different storyline other than Amara, because it doesn't seem like Amara wants him. Amara's over here trying to have another baby by Alan, so I don't understand why he thinks that she's gonna want to be with him again. So since things did not go well when Eliza broke the news to her family in last week's episode that she was expecting another baby, she decided that she was going to tell her daughter about it, even though her family said that she shouldn't, because they feel like her oldest daughter is going to feel some type of way, because they claimed that because Eliza was young when she had her oldest daughter, she wasn't really there for her the way that she needed to be. And so her family feels like by her telling her oldest daughter that she's having another baby, they think that her daughter is not going to take it well. But Eliza decides to do things her way, and she decides to get her two daughters together so that they can do a photo shoot. And her youngest daughter seemed to be a little bit jealous of the fact that Eliza was holding her grandbaby. She said that she was jealous that the baby gets more attention than her. So that kind of raised a red flag in Eliza's head, because she was thinking about her oldest daughter and how she was going to take it, but she didn't think about how her youngest daughter, Rain, was going to take it. So now she's thinking that, her youngest daughter is not going to be happy about having a little brother or sister. But Eliza ends up breaking the news to her oldest daughter, and her oldest daughter seemed to be completely fine with it. She said that she was open to having another brother or sister, and so I think that, her daughter took it good, despite the fact that her family was saying that she wasn't. She's just going to have to figure out how she's going to break the news to her youngest daughter, because if her youngest daughter is already jealous of the grandbaby getting attention, how do you think she's going to be when her mother is actually having another baby? Marlon is so petty that because he was so annoyed at the fact that Flo ended up bringing her new boyfriend Yanni to their son's birthday party in last week's episode, he decides to meet with his ex Vicky. This woman, he says that he was with her before Flo, and he was actually cheating on Flo with her throughout their marriage. And so he decides to meet up with her, and he tells her that he's done with Flo, and then he says that he's going to bring her to Gaelle's restaurant opening. Now look, I'm all fine with him moving on, because we've seen Flo get into multiple different relationships or situationships with other people while they're not divorced. However, getting together with a woman that you admitted you cheated on your wife with and then bringing her to her sister's store opening is crazy to me. Like, he's definitely taking petty to a whole other level. So because Pinky Doll realizes that she has made a lot of enemies since she's been in Miami, and she hasn't been working on music, which was the reason for her coming to Miami in the first place, she decides that she's going to try to right her wrongs in this episode. So she decides to meet up with Asia, who is one of the Hollywood twins, and she decides to apologize for showing up to their event and ruining it. But she did a half apology to me, okay? Because instead of taking full accountability for what she did at the Hollywood twins event, she just said that she was sorry if she made Asia feel some type of way when she showed up to the event, and said that that was not her intentions to ruin the event, instead of just saying that she was sorry and that she was wrong for what she did. But Asia just wants to move on from the drama and focus on her music, so she decides to accept Pinky Doll's apology and tells her that she broke away from her sister Deja because she feels like Deja is holding her back from having the music career that she came to Miami for. So look, she and Pinky Doll decided that they were going to try to get into the studio together to make a song behind behind Deja's back. So in this episode, Trick ends up having this event. I think it was some type of sporting event, and they were all there. And Pinky Doll ends up going up to Trick and apologizing to him, and he accepts her apology because he just does not want to deal with the drama and wants her to focus on making her music. And so she sees Asia there, so she goes up to Asia, and Asia calls Deja over so that, you know, Pinky Doll can apologize. But Deja really didn't want to hear anything that she had to say. She was being a little bit aggressive in that situation, but I can understand why, because Pinky Doll was wrong for what she did at the Hollywood Twins event. However, I think that she should want to squash the beef so that she can focus on her music. So I think she should have heard out what Pinky Doll had to say. And even if she didn't want to be cool with Pinky Doll, they could have still squashed the beef. But because Deja was acting the way she was acting, Pinky Doll said that she was not going to apologize. And so Pinky Doll should have just apologized anyway, in my opinion, because she's made so many enemies this season. It's crazy. So I feel like she should have just apologized and then walked away from it. It's not like she has to be cool with Deja. It's just an apology for something that you did wrong. So it's the day of Shay's event, her little girls' night, and it's only Zoe and Amara that's there because she didn't realize that everybody had fallen out while she was dealing with the breakup with Fable. And so only Amara and Zoe end up showing up, and they seem to be having a lot of fun together. And I kind of like this little group instead of all the drama with everybody else. And so they start catching each other up on everything that's going on. And Zoe lets them know that she fell out with Ching Diamond and has no intentions of being friends with her ever again. And I agree with Zoe. I don't think that she should ever want to be friends with Ching Diamond again, because to me she showed her true colors, because she was the one who was complaining to Zoe about her boyfriend's cheating and all that stuff like that. And then when Zoe gave her opinion on it, and she didn't even really say anything wrong, she just said that she felt like Ching should focus on her career and wait until, you know, her boyfriend gets out of jail and he actually shows her that he's going to make good on the promises that he's been making before she jumps headfirst into the relationship with him again. And she got offended by that, and she started dragging Zoe in her relationship, saying that her and her boyfriend look crazy together. And it's just, I don't know, the things that she was saying was mean, and it made me feel like she thought those things about Zoe all along, and she waited until she got mad to say something. And that's definitely not the type of friend that you want to have. Then Amara starts telling Zoe and Shay that she's thinking about having more children, but she wants to have them with Alan because she doesn't want to have more than one baby daddy. And I feel like she wants to have another baby with Alan because she loves Alan. I think she wants to be with him. I think she's not over him. I don't think it really has much to do with her not wanting to have two different baby daddies. I think she still has feelings for Alan, and that's why she wants to have more children with him, even though it's crazy to me that she even wants to, because he's still married to his wife. Like, he hasn't divorced her, and it doesn't seem like he has any interest in divorcing his wife. And the things that he said to her, like the things that he said about Amara and the colorist comments that he made towards her, it makes me side-eye her for the fact that she wants to still be with him. While they're having this conversation, MJ ends up popping up out of nowhere, and he's on stage singing a song, and basically he's singing to Amara. He even calls her name out while she's on stage. And I'm sorry, I think it was sweet, but I kind of got secondhand embarrassment, because you can tell that Amara has zero interest in being with MJ, and I honestly do feel like he needs to let it go. Now, he ends up pulling her aside at this bar and basically telling her that he wants to rekindle their friendship, but then in his confessional, he's saying that he wants more than just a friendship with her. And then he says that he left some stuff at her house and that he hopes that she didn't throw it away because he wants to be able to come pick the stuff up. And she let him know that he can come pick up his things. And so I feel like he's only trying to pick up this stuff because he wants to get to Amara's house and get closer to her, but that's not really what she wants. Now, Shay ends up going on a date in this episode, okay? Because she said that ever since her and Fable broke up, she has been on the dating apps, and she wants to put herself out there because she says she's not getting any younger and she does want more children. And she goes out with this guy named Mike, okay? But he says that his nickname is Mike Nasty, and that was an immediate red flag for me, because why are you called that? Like, why is that your nickname? Like, that was a red flag. Like, I feel like she can do a lot better, and I don't even know why she entertained this guy. But she starts asking him every question under the sun during this date, okay? Stuff that you don't really think that you would talk about on the first date, because on the first date, you're really just trying to get to know each other, and I don't think you get that deep on the first date. But she started talking about her past relationship and asking him about his past relationship. She did ask some necessary questions, though, like about his prison record. He did say he's a felon, and that was a red flag to me. I don't know if that was a red flag to her. I don't know if she's taking this guy seriously or not, but I don't see the two of them being a match. Now, look, Gaelle ends up having her restaurant opening, and she invites all of her family to come, and Flo actually ends up showing up with her new boyfriend, Yanni, and Gaelle gets so mad about this, and she's so rude. She literally goes up to Flo and Yanni, and she starts saying that she did not invite Yanni to her event. That was something that she could have pulled Flo to the side and told her instead of saying it right in front of the guy's face. Like, to me, that was super rude that she did that. And because she didn't do that to Marlon, because Marlon actually ends up showing up to the event with this woman, Vicky, that he was cheating on Flo with throughout their relationship and who he says that he was with before he got with Flo. And Flo immediately starts going off. She starts going off on this girl because she knows exactly who she is. And look, I feel like Flo was being a little bit of a hypocrite because we've seen her be with a lot of other people on this show, even though she's still married to Marlon. And, she brought, her new boyfriend, Yanni, to their son's birthday party in last week's episode. So she can't really be mad at the fact that Marlon ended up bringing a new woman to an event that she was going to be at too. However, I can understand why she would be upset that he brought the woman that he was cheating on her with throughout their marriage to this event. Like, to me, that was definitely disrespectful. But I feel like both Flo and Marlon like the toxic energy in their relationship, and that's why they still haven't gone through with the divorce but continue to see other people. And I guess Marlon has been pillow talking with this woman, Vicky, because she ends up exposing in front of everybody that, all this time, Flo has had a sugar daddy that's been funding her entire life. They claim that he's the one that bought her home. He's the one that helped her get all these businesses and who has been helping her with her music career. And Marlon ends up getting into his confessional and saying that it's true, that Flo has had a sugar daddy for a long time who has been funding her whole life. But look, I don't know why he's even exposing that, because apparently this sugar daddy has been funding his life too, because he's been married to Flo, and so whatever she gets, he's been benefiting from because he's been living in her house as well. So I don't know why he exposed that, because that makes him look bad too. But it was weird. Flo starts going off and she tries to talk to Yanni after Marlon and this woman Vicky end up leaving, but Yanni does not want to talk to Flo. He feels some type of way because he feels like he doesn't understand why she's so upset at the fact that Marlon moved on with somebody else, even though she moved on with him. And then he felt some type of way that she has a sugar daddy and she never told him about it. So I think she kind of messed up that relationship with Yanni as well. So those are my thoughts on this week's episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you all. And until next time, I will talk to you guys in my next video.